News from Jamaica, one government minister is in the hot seat. Agriculture Minister Derek Kelly could fall out of grace with local manufacturers. Sections of the business community are furious following an announcement by the minister that he is considering placing a tax on imported refined sugar. The commodity is widely used by manufacturers in the beverage industry. Speaking in Parliament last week Tuesday, Mr. Kelly said the government was moving to restructure the regime governing the importation of granulated sugar.
Mr. Speaker, we will not allow, and I want you to listen to this carefully, we will not allow imported refined sugar meant for the manufacturing sector to continue to be leaked to the retail trade, undermine our sugar production, and rob the government of much needed revenue. As a consequence, Mr. Speaker, we are therefore pushing ahead with the restructuring of the regime for the importation of refined sugar, including the imposition of a cess to fund the transformation of the sector.
Despite the minister's rationale, manufacturers remain uneasy. President of the private sector of Jamaica PSOJ, William Mafood, believes the minister was ill-advised. He contends the sector is already overtaxed.
Yes, actually, the proposal by the minister is something that is not going to be able to be put in the law. I mean, for a number of reasons. One, simple one is that the sugar industry is all privatized. And it would be the equivalent of the Minister of Agriculture taxing potato farmers in Manchester and applying a subsidy to citrus farmers in St. Catherine. Those type of things in the modern world don't happen, and from a practical standpoint, I think the minister was a little bit ill-advised and did not properly think out his proposal. The reality is that the manufacturers are already overburdened, and the one sector that has seen a little bit of improvement is the fast-moving consumer goods manufacturing in beverages and groceries and foods. And to at this time try and tax that put the cess on that sector would be a devastation and potentially really, really harmful.
While the government is displeased that the sale of granulated sugar on the retail market could undermine local sugar revenues, Mr. Mafood insists local manufacturers aren't to be blamed.
The JMA has proposed for years and years this has been a problem, and it's not necessarily manufacturers who are doing the leaking or not paying the revenue. And the proposal from the JMA many years ago, and still continues to be a recommendation, is that all refined sugar that is sold locally should be packaged. Once it is packaged, it would be traceable, and the revenue authorities would be able to clearly identify who, if anybody, is not paying the duties as required for that product. All other white sugar, granulated sugar, would come in for manufacturing in bulk, and that product wouldn't be able to be sold into the market.
And the president of the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, Brian Pengele, says the JMA will not pay any tax on imported granulated sugar. He says the minister's announcement came as a surprise. And according to Mr. Pengele, while there were consultations by Agriculture Minister, they didn't go far enough.
And that is absolutely untrue. He had one meeting with us at which we agreed that we would continue discussions and keep it out of the public domain. He asked us to respond with a position paper, which we did early in April. We have heard nothing further since, and his utterances on Monday took us totally by surprise.